headlines. 11 militants reportedly killed in gun battle with Assam Rifles along Indo-Myanmar border. MLA K. Ranjit reaffirms Congress stance against forming coalition government with BJP while stressing that state requires efficient leader. President of Indigenous Peoples Forum Manipur Asankasar warns of grave consequences if cookies post restriction on Meiteis from attending Shiroi Lili festival. Hello and welcome to IPFM English News. I'm Surbala Kangabam. Let's see the news in detail. At least 11 militants were killed during a fierce encounter with the Assam Rifles in Manipur's Chandel district. Officials said that the encounter occurred near New Samtal village in the Kenjoy area of Chandel district, close to the Indo-Myanmar border, after troops detected suspicious movement of armed militants. Acting on specific intelligence on movement of armed cadres near the New Samtal village, Kenjoy Tehsil, Chandel district, close to the Indo-Myanmar border, Assam Rifles unit under Spear Corps launched an operation on May 14, the Indian Army's Eastern Command said in an official statement. During the operation, the troops were fired upon by suspected cadres, to which they quickly reacted, redeployed and retaliated in a calibrated and measured manner. In the ensuing firefight, 10 cadres were neutralized and a sizable quantity of arms and ammunition were recovered, the statement added. Deputy Leader of CLP and MLA K. Ranjit reasserted that Congress stands firm in its decision not to partner with BJP in government formation. Speaking exclusively to ISTB News, MLA K. Ranjit further highlighted that a leader with empathy for the people and strong leadership skills is what the state needs now.
Social media da kugi Manipur da huzik president rule leading a matam sida Congress amari BJP tungsin narga lengak sembagi wafam amakak lapaduna akoi tane masi deputy CLP leader amoina masibu kadai fawa how far kayam yamna chumbagi masibu natragana party ki maikedi ki masi matang sibu kari habinim galege
sunin masi huziki Manipur gi oiriba laibaktiba thodok haiba tare sigumba yamna tangdu laita daba duga chahi ani henjala lan aduga khoi BJP na sarkar pairam badagi chahi ani hajalam dai tha khara da gaira kanda president ru laktana khotna khoi peacefully oiba yabagi pot laigadra haina yamna sa tawna lairamba madu tawba ngamdaba sigi yamna langtak ningai oiba marak sida sumaina khoi BJP ga Congress ka purla sarkar semani kholani haidana khoi social media da Nangar Bosi Messi am live activity habita. Karingum ta leite koi Congress ki side gi su masi koi asab hok to di habita. Koi hek sarkar si hande ki trying to sube assembly se lor pada live activity habita. Praja gi mandate in koi kana su waro bo leite to bodo live activity koi Congress ki koi maga khaka ba se koi dum haija re koi yam masing yam jedra ga su opposition amagi yamna constructive role lawraga koi lepa ki interest koi opposition ki sab sabar role lawgane hadna koi haijagibdini hujuk sumadu lawraga leiri akoi kana gumba BJP gi manungda ai masen gi marakta yanaba yanadaba singa koi pullaga sarkar semgani haidana ngarang nahandagi sandore simbasi karingum ta leite adana I Congress party gi amadi koi MLA moin party si MLA moin gi side gi samai thamjage kasu leite
hauziki asuk lurba matam sida karma makhal ki luching manunga sigi miyamna pam gadori bes
sunen madu ai gi mor oina thamjau hairagadi koi constitution fajana khangba bharat ki संविधान पीरिबा शक्ति प्रोविजन खुदिंगमक से फजना मसे अप्लाई तौबा ngamba पुक्सेन सेंगबा अदुगा कथोकपा अदुगा खोई मयाम से अमतो ओइना लुचिंगबा ngamba मसागी ओइजबना हान मांगदा थादबा मियामगी वाखलना हान मांगदा थारगा खोई अमतो ओइना लेरिबा मयाम से तासन खोमजलगा पुबा ngamba लोइनाना law and order se matam pumbada masi adum maintain tawraga thambaga chalaira kanda khoigi leipak sida santi ingtappa porakpai do oidoribani thamoi sengba aduga mayam sibu chikon nakonba ngamba taksa yuthak phajaba haiba tare mete pai pugi wahaida constitution na piriba provision gi matung ina madu phajana maintain tawraga madu ngak nang pubu ngamba adugumba mioi ama hujiki matam sida changi plus ꯂꯩꯄꯥꯛꯄꯨꯁꯨ ꯅꯨꯡꯁꯤꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯂꯣꯟ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯁꯦꯝꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯤꯁꯛ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯦꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯊꯝꯒꯦꯁꯨꯅꯤ
ꯑꯃꯔꯣꯝꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯤ MPCCꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯗꯦꯟꯠ ꯁꯤꯟꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯐꯝ ꯑꯃꯁꯨ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ MPCCꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯗꯦꯟꯠ ꯁꯤꯟꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯨ ꯆꯔꯥꯡꯅꯕ ꯂꯩꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯀꯝꯗꯧꯒꯦ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯕ ꯄꯥꯎꯁꯦ
ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯊꯣꯏꯗꯣꯛꯄ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯗ ꯆꯔꯥꯡꯅꯕ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒꯅ ꯌꯥꯅꯗꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯀꯔꯤꯝꯇ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯆꯠꯅ ꯀꯥꯡꯂꯣꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡ ꯏꯟꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯕꯥꯏ ꯀꯣꯡꯒ꯭ꯔꯦꯁ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯀꯟꯚꯦꯟꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯍꯤ ꯑꯍꯨꯝꯁꯦ ꯀꯅꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯃꯅ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯗꯦꯟꯠꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯁꯁꯤ ꯄꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤ ꯑꯣꯔꯒꯅꯥꯏꯖꯦꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯋꯥꯠꯏꯕ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯕꯁꯦ ꯆꯍꯤ 3ꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯅꯔꯦꯕꯜ MLA ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯏꯅꯥꯎ ꯁ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯃꯦꯘꯆꯟꯗ꯭ꯔꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯦ ꯍꯧꯈꯤꯕ ꯊꯥ ꯃꯥꯔꯆꯇ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯆꯍꯤ 3 ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯂꯤꯠ ꯑꯣꯏꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯍꯤ 3 ꯂꯣꯏꯔꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯐꯥꯈ꯭ꯔꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯆꯠꯅ ꯀꯥꯡꯂꯣꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡ ꯏꯟꯅꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯏꯂꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯈꯟꯒꯗꯕꯅꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ PCCꯒꯤ ꯃꯦꯝꯕꯔꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯀꯔꯤꯅ ꯈꯟꯒꯗꯕꯅꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯆꯍꯤ 2 ꯍꯦꯟꯖꯜꯂꯛꯑꯕ ꯏꯔꯥꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯏꯂꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯅꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯄꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅꯁꯨ ꯄꯥꯝꯗꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ AICCꯗꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯐꯣꯔꯃꯦꯁꯟ ꯄꯤꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯀꯔꯤꯝꯇ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯆꯌꯦꯠꯅꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯅꯕ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯇꯥꯝ ꯁꯨꯔꯛꯑꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯅꯧꯕ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯗꯦꯟꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯍꯥꯞꯄ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯠꯅꯕꯤꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯅꯔꯦꯕꯜ MLA ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯏꯅꯥꯎ ꯁ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯀꯦ ꯃꯦꯘꯆꯟꯗ꯭ꯔꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯍꯟꯅ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯏꯅꯧ ꯅꯧꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯑꯣꯔꯗꯔ ꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ AICCꯅ ꯗꯦꯟ ꯃꯥ ꯅꯠꯇꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯁꯤꯟꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯁꯨ AICCꯅ ꯑꯅꯧꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯍꯥꯞꯄꯛꯀꯗꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯅꯤ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯋꯥꯔꯤꯕ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯣꯡꯒ꯭ꯔꯦꯁ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯈꯜ ꯑꯃꯗꯒꯤ ꯆꯌꯦꯠꯅꯕ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯦꯟ ꯃꯆꯦꯠ ꯇꯥꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯂꯣꯟꯁꯤ ꯂꯩꯇꯦꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩ ꯁꯟꯗꯣꯛꯆꯒꯦ ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ
ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯖꯔꯦ ꯊꯦꯡꯛ ꯌꯨ ꯚꯦꯔꯤ ꯃꯆ
ꯐꯅꯤ ꯊꯦꯡꯛ ꯌꯨ
The president of Indigenous Peoples Forum Manipur, Assam Kasar, warned of grave consequences if the Kukis pose any restrictions on the Meiteis from attending the Shiroi Lili festival. He made a statement at the release of news bulletin of IPFM at Imphal Hotel, Sangai Hall today. President of Nagaland Indigenous Peoples Forum, Dr. T. Lima Zamir, DMU Associate Professor Dr. Arambam Noni, Secretary of Yelhomi Purup R.K. Bijay Lakshmi, President of All Manipur Tribal Film Organization Assurance Raikhan. Addressing media persons on the sideline of the event, Assam Kasar criticized the Kuki group's attempt to restrict Meiteis from attending the Shiroi Lili festival, stating that it reflects a disregard for their non-indigenous status and an overstep in claiming ownership of the land. He asserted that Meiteis cannot be barred from passing through areas inhabited by Tangkhuls in Ukhrul. He dismissed the Kuki group's statement as a mere psychological tactic, urging people not to be intimidated. He cautioned that any aggression towards Meiteis would have severe repercussions for the Kukis. He stressed the need for indigenous communities to unite against such provocations and threats, particularly from illegal immigrants.
Yelhomi mayam lekhallaga akhoi pun khradi kanana su huji Manipur gi oinadi kanana su thukaiba ngamoi tawbu su ngamoi attack su ngamoi adobu adom moi su threat khaktani tawthokpa su ya yaroi tawbu ngamda akhoi indigenous Tangkhul tribe na su Naga tribe na su tumina lagidaba nate madugi retaliate dum tawrakani adugi awaba mayona badudi moina phangjadabani tawdubu mesi chahi ani lan tawrakhrabasid akhoi kari benefit phangrage jena there is no solution in the war sin the karimata akhoi solution puraglo haibagi madu akhoi yelhomi di akhoi mapune na akhoi na madu phap taraga lamdam sin nungsibagi akhoi di madu ki patient lejabwani aduna war sin the kadongoi the solution puraroi ama ikai khunaba history khangbiba aduga phap tabiba aduga mapu kana no haina khangla kanda akhoi madu dialogue tawra kanda apamba pamdaba do haitho haisin tomina raga leibaduna khwaidigi akhoi gi tama aphaba pambai oigani haibase ai thamjage.
Dr. T. Lima Zamir highlighted that Northeast India, including Manipur, is grappling with the issue of illegal immigrants, which has led to significant hardships. He pointed out that states like Tripura and Assam are heavily impacted, and Nagaland is also facing a critical situation where indigenous people's spaces are being encroached upon. He stressed the need for indigenous communities to unite to secure their future and mitigate further challenges.
If you unite as a bundle, nobody can touch us. If you divide as a single street, the ever-ready, the cancerous element will come and solve us, and at that time we won't be able to stand this massive intrusion which we don't desire in our society.
The Manipur police have refuted the existence of an organization that had allegedly issued threats against members of the Meitei community intending to travel through Kuki-inhabited areas for the upcoming Shiroi festival in Ukhrul district. In a statement posted on its official social media handle, the police clarified that there is no organization by the name of Kuki-Zo Village Volunteers Eastern Zone which had claimed responsibility for the warning. The force urged the public not to believe or circulate what it termed as baseless press note. The district police inquired into the organization. However, no such organization was found. As such, the general public is requested not to believe such unfounded and baseless press note issued by unknown organization, the statement said. The district police will make adequate security arrangements to ensure and facilitate free movement of public for the Shiroi festival. The public are requested to cooperate with the police department in the security arrangement, the statement added. Convener of the All Manipur Contractor Association Forum, T.H. Samendra, has urged the government to conduct an inquiry into the implementation of the PMGSY in Manipur. He also requested that after thorough scrutiny of Phase 3 of the scheme, local contractors be given the opportunity to execute the work through a transparent NIT process. T.H. Samendra urged the government to halt corruption in the PMGSY and demanded an inquiry committee for its smooth execution. He called for transparent NIT processes, release of pending bills to contractors and inclusion of local contractors in Phase 3. Noting that outside firms cannot be excluded, he highlighted the inconsistency in adhering to promises made in 2021 to rectify SDB and NIT for local contractors, which remained unaddressed in the second tender phase. He criticized the Manipur State Rural Road Development Agency's chief engineer statement about the scheme, saying it was unacceptable to local contractors. Nongpok Ningthau Apanthoibi Trust has announced that a workshop on Umang Lai Harauba will be conducted from May 27 to June 2 with the objective of understanding the significance of Umang Lai Harauba and exploring the rituals and practices of Lai Harauba. The trust has urged the office bearers of Umang Lai Kol and the people to take part in the workshop. In a press meet held at the sanctuary of Ibudho Ibendho located near Thaubal Nongpokching Powerhouse, Cultural Organizing Secretary of Nongpok Ningthau Apanthoibi Trust, Ratan Leishangthem, informed that the workshop will cover topics including Umang Lai Haraubada Amaiba Pena Amaibising Machat Amadi Taudangsing, Tungan-tunganba Umang Lai Singi Laichad Laihuising Amadi Lai Ikoba Makhalsing, Tangkul Nurabi, screening of Lai Harauba and Pokpa Siba, Yumang Yumseng and Nongatel. Experts from Pandit Loisang Imphal, Lining Thau Sanamahi Temple Board Imphal, Manipur University of Culture Imphal, Ukal, Manipur and Uttara Sanglen will be conducting the workshop, he added.
Haiba workshop asida Pandit Loisang Lining Thau Sanamahi Temple Board Imphal, Manipur University of Culture Imphal, Ukal Manipur, Uttara amadi asina singba laigi hojozik Manipur yoina mayai sanglen thau pubiriba expert singa laktuna hairiba numitari nigi state workshop asida sau yabiduna resource person loina sau yabigani.
Kanglei Ima Lup observed its 15th Foundation Day at Manipur Press Club. Attending the celebration as dignitary, former Director of GENIMS, Dr. Deben Laishram, emphasized that women have been at the forefront of efforts to address the problems faced by Manipur. President of KIL, R.K. Sanahanbi, President of Kanglei Yumnam Laidik Laima, Advisor of KIL Ningthau Khongjam Basanti and Cooperator Wat No. 26 Tarangbam Indrajit Maitei too attended the observance. The The attendees observed 2-minute silence in honor of those people who have been killed in the Manipur conflict, and leaders of different women organizations and CSOs were honored with simple gifts. Dr. Deben Laishram further stated that the women of the state play a big role in every sector, including social issue and economy. On the other hand, he appealed to the people to vote for leaders who are new to politics, committed to public welfare, and have a clear vision for the future.
Hajik Ladiba Quagi, Pm-Istv sum Lakiba Targati, Karamamatamda Quasi, peaceful oina, Yam Tangduletaba, Matamdu or Kadi Havasiwa, Wapanza Quasi, Yamna Ninda Toba, Dumba, Yamna Mo Marin Tadaba, Posomako Oiri, Machi Mamsi Unity Wat Padagini, Unity something like Mineraga, Aquina taste over, Aquin Mahau Tangra Port Mamse, a Pamana Patamana Kaino, Kangarabang Actani, Masakamiam Puna, Unity in a Tabak set of Minasi, Adurodi, Yam Tuna Manipura, Santi Leba, Dumba, Quay State, Mo or Kani Hava from Zaina, Aina Tamzagi.
President of Kanglei Ima Lup, R.K. Sanahanbi, recounted that KIL was formed with the objective of addressing the various issues of the state, including crimes against women, human rights violations and oppressions under the guise of APSPA. She also called upon the people to make concerted efforts to address the prevailing issues and ensure resettlement of the displaced people who are still seeking refuge at relief camps.
Manipur Iramdam Kanglei Pasi the Toliba Todowato Shuna Talaba Aquina Aima Hajadraka Jumiam Kana Duna Lady which Machine Simaksu Aquay Mientadana Tumanta Bonkandana lady Zakaya Amana Lilukenda Mayumakalated lady Adu Chugumba Mayama chair Aquay Amatawena Punjan Minare Haderga Aquay Machi Tenamina Badu Aigi Mama Wena Pamjay Aduna Machoy Wena Amana Tum Tauragadi Mina Kudong Sabache Logi Gani Aduna Koi Mama Koina Amato in the Mama wishing the Punjan Le Haderga Isachin Jaya Amato in the Punjan Biu
SEMHSS KAPAAM felicitated its students who have successfully passed the higher secondary examination. At a program held at the auditorium of SEMS, the students were presented with gifts as a form of encouragement. The Ukhrul District Working Journalists Association has announced through a press release that it will districts from May 20 to 2025. This annual initiative, ongoing since 2018, provides complimentary food and accommodation to visiting journalists to ensure meaningful festival coverage. Up to 50 journalists per day can avail of the service on a first-come, first-served basis. To register, journalists must notify the association by 12 p.m. the day before their visit and bring valid press ID cards. They are also requested to submit links to their published reports on the festival for documentation purposes. By hosting journalists, UDWJA aims to facilitate comprehensive coverage of the festival and strengthen media ties across Manipur. For registration and further details, interested media personnel are encouraged to contact the association coordinating team Lester Makang through mobile number 700-533-7100 or Tenoso Faira on mobile number 879-464-1683. Senapati Forest Division organized an awareness program on forest conservation, forest fire and forest wildlife at ADC Conference Hall, Senapati. The event was graced by Thaitwilun Pame, Commissioner Seri Horti and Soil Conservation Government of Manipur, Thangkochon Haukib, Additional Superintendent of Police Senapati and Adhari Mahio, MCS, CEO, ADC Senapati as the main guest. Additional SP Thangkochon Haukib discussed the legal aspects of poppy cultivation, highlighting the district police efforts to destroy poppy fields and the penalties under the NDPS Act. Meanwhile, ADC CEO Adhari Mahio emphasized the importance of preserving forests, citing their cultural significance and role in sustaining livelihood. He urged collective actions to protect forests, control forest fires and preserve wildlife, calling on NGOs, village leaders and youths to join hands in conservation efforts. Chief Guest T. Pamay emphasized the severe consequences of climate change, warning that unaware humanity faces extinction. He stressed the critical importance of forest conservation, forest fire control, and wildlife preservation, describing the program as a vital awareness initiative to inspire collective action for preserving forests and their ecosystems. The later part of the program continued with distribution of income generating livelihood activities of JFMC's beneficiaries under Green India Mission. Thaitwilun Pamay, Commissioner Seri Horti, and Soil Conservation spoke on forest conservation and forest fire in the practical session as the resource person. The second session was taken up by Jackson Sinpuni, Youth and Education Secretary, Manipur Baptist Convention, on the topic conservation of wildlife as the next resource person. Assam Rifles, as part of its commitment to community service and environmental stewardship, organized a tree plantation drive in New Khoken Village, Kangpopi District today. A total of 14 civilians were present for the event, along with Assam Rifles personnel who planted a total of 110 saplings. The initiative aimed to promote environmental awareness and sustainability among the local populace and is a part of the Assam Rifles' continued efforts to foster ecological balance and community engagement in remote areas. In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 unidentified terrorists have been killed in an encounter between terrorists and security forces at Nether Tral near area of Awantipora in South Kashmir's Pulwama district. The operation started early this morning. IGP Kashmir V.K. Virdi told media that during the operation, 3 armed terrorists were killed and their bodies are being retrieved from the encounter site. However, he said the identity of the killed terrorist is being ascertained. Earlier, the cordon and search operation by joint forces of the Army, J&K Police and CRPF had been launched early morning following specific inputs about the presence of terrorists in the Nether Tral area. Security sources said that as the forces reached the suspected spot, the hiding terrorist fired upon the forces indiscriminately, triggering a gunfight. During the long gunfight, the armed terrorists were neutralized. At least 5 people, including 2 children, were killed after a massive fire broke out in a moving bus in Lucknow today. The sleeper bus was traveling from Bihar to Delhi when it suddenly caught fire on Kisan Path near Mohan Lal Ganj in Lucknow. Most of the passengers were sleeping at the time of the accident. Lucknow South Deputy Commissioner of Police Nipun Agarwal said that in the morning, Mohan Lal Ganj police station received information that the bus had suddenly caught fire. There were about 70 people in the bus. Initial investigation has revealed that the emergency gate of the bus did not open, due to which the passengers sitting in the back were trapped and could not get out in time. The exact cause of the fire is not yet known, but the investigation is on. Baloch nationalist leaders have declared independence from Pakistan, citing decades of violence, enforced disappearance and human rights violations in the region. Social media was flooded with images of Balochistan's proposed national flag and maps of an independent Baloch state as Republican of Balochistan, trended widely across platforms. Prominent Baloch activist and writer Miryar Baloch said that people across Pakistan-occupied Balochistan have taken to the streets, voicing their demand for independence with mass protests and declaring that Balochistan is not Pakistan. In a social media post, Mr. Mir urged the international community and the United Nations to recognize the Democratic Republic of Balochistan as a sovereign state. An Indian technical team met with top UN counterterrorism officials in New York for a wide-ranging discussion on enhancing cooperation in the fight against terrorism following the Pahalgam terrorist attack carried out by the Resistance Front. During the meeting, Under Secretary General Vladimir Voronkov of the UN Office of Counterterrorism and Assistant Secretary General Natalia Gherman of the Counterterrorism Committee Executive Director emphasized collaboration, particularly in support of implementing key UN Security Council counterterrorism resolutions and a UN Global Counterterrorism Strategy. Voronkov and government also expressed their condolences for the victims of the terrorist attack last month in Pahalgam that killed 26 people. Sources said the delegation also met with the monitoring team of the Security Council panel known as the 1267 Committee that sanctions terrorist groups and those associated with them. The team is presenting the committee with evidence of TRF carrying out the Pahalgam attack and its other activities. The TRF is an affiliate of the Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Toiba, which has been listed as an international terrorist organization by the UN. And before we wind up our top stories once again, 11 militants reportedly killed in gun battle with Assam Rifles along Indo-Myanmar border. MLA K. Ranjit reaffirms Congress stance against forming coalition government with BJP while stressing that state requires efficient leader. President of Indigenous Peoples Forum Manipur Asangasar warns of grave consequences if cookies post restriction on Meiteis from attending Siroi Lili Festival. Well, thank you so much for joining with us.